How's it going, everybody? Andy McCullough from the Kansas City Star, shouting over shopbacks at Rogers Center with Sam Mellinger, also from the Star. Both of us showed up tonight, which gives us more than we can say for one Johnny Cueto. You know, that's a little rude. Rhino, get out of the shot. That's a little rude, but I mean, honestly, you know, giving up 8 runs in 2 innings, not recording it out in the 3rd, after the way Cueto pitched in Game 5 of the ALCS. I mean, how much of a surprise is this? Can this be considered a surprise? Because I don't view it as one.
No, I wouldn't. Before Game 5, I think I told people, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Cueto pitches 7, 8, 9 innings of really good baseball. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get out of the 2nd or 3rd inning. And I think, you know, one good start, which is really what he's had. He's had one mediocre in Game 2 in the ALCS. Yeah. He's had one great start, and now one just tire fire.
Oh,
this was in 100 years of playoff baseball, more than 100 years of playoff baseball, no man had ever given up 8 runs and recorded 6 or fewer outs. That changed tonight. Johnny Cueto made history. And what makes it even worse is the comeback. Yeah. Like, I mean, you can't call it. It would have been a comeback. Right. But, you know, he was so bad.
To score 8 runs in a game and lose, you should always be exasperated. Yes. You know. And this is a hinge game now. You know, it went from 2-0, they've got a stranglehold on the series, to it's 2-1, and you got Chris Young in a fly ball park. Now, odds are Chris Young is going to pitch okay tomorrow. Yeah. He's pitched pretty well for them, but they had to burn Chris Medlin.
That's a big thing
that hurts. You know, I mean, that hurts more in terms of quantity than does in quality, because Medlin obviously is not right. He gave up 3 runs tonight. But you know, it's a big loss. I mean, and it brings the get out of the shot. It brings, you're supposed to be a professional. It brings the Blue Jays back to life. I mean, it gives them new life. This park was on fire tonight, not literally, although maybe if the Royals had come back, they would have burned it to the ground. They're a rowdy bunch here.
The thing, like, when you're up 2-0 in that situation and you're the ace, or like
the former ace, you're supposed to be the ace. You want to be paid like an ace.
You can shut the door. Like, he could have put a virtual end to this series and just made it a 1 out of 4 thing. Instead, I mean, you heard it tonight. They blew up, and, you know, the home run. Like, I mean, it was just, it's almost a new series.
It is a new series. Yeah. It 100% is a new series. Yeah. I mean, that's why it's like, who is this guy? Yeah. You know, what, when he gives, I mean, and they're only going to have at most 3 more starts to deal with the sort of problem of who this guy is. But
they would love to have 3 more starts.
They would love to have the problem of having 3 more Johnny Cueto starts. But, like, man, you know, you've got him set up for Game 7 now. I mean, he is the definition of an enigma. Yeah. I mean, you just don't know what guy's going to show up, and that's, I mean, that's a real issue. That's a real problem.
I thought he was showing some signs of being bad early, too. Like, before he started giving up the runs, he was working really slowly. He was behind in some counts that he shouldn't have been behind in. It was just a bit bad. I know this is kind of a vague thing, and I'm not trying to be Rex Hudler here, but, like, there was some bad body language, like some weak, you know, sort of shoulder slumped a little bit. He just wasn't,
that sort of stuff.
It wasn't there. And I'm talking about before Goins, before all the runs
that sort of stuff for me, like, he was kind of tipping his cap to the fans when they were booing him. Well, you know what, but here's the thing.
Don't have rabbit ears.
Here's the thing. You can do, like, and again, like, I'm not really in a position to criticize, but I can sort of understand how fans look at this sort of thing. If you do stuff like that, it's perfectly fine as long as you pitch good. Yeah. Just pitch good, you know?
Game 5.
When you pitch good, it's hilarious. You know, you're the cocksure guy who's coming in and calling your shot. And when you don't pitch well, you open yourself up to questions of, why are you smiling?
Shrink in the moment.
Why are you smiling when you come off the mound after this historic sort of performance? Like, and you know what? That probably shouldn't be a question, because it really has nothing to do with what goes on. But you open yourself up to criticism. You open yourself up to questions from, you know, other teams when they're going to be looking at him as a free agent. Is what's inside this guy's head? What makes him tick? And the Royals still really haven't figured that out, because they can't predict which guy is going to show up on the mound. We all talked to people before Game 5 inside the organization who had pretty low expectations for him, and then he raised them again with that tremendous performance, and now they're lowered back again. If we see him in Game 7, I mean, who the hell knows what's going to happen? Read the pages of the Kansas City Star to find out all about this tire fire. Read more on KansasCity.com, our True Blue app.
There you go.
We got a podcast, Sports Beat KC. You can find out more all there. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.